Right, hello everybody, welcome back to yet another video. Now, this isn't our normal setup, as you may notice. For once you're on my desk, and as you may notice, occasionally you'll get a couple of graphical glitches on the bottom of the screen. It's because I'm trying out a new thing. So what am I trying out? Well, first off, you may have noticed I had a rant the other day, and well, I'm sort of continuing on with that theme, because I've got a few things I actually want to talk about, because they've been bugging me a lot lately. As well as give a bit of, bio advice whilst I'm at it. So, a bit more of a talking head, occasionally showing off stuff to the camera. Hopefully it doesn't go ahead and, go too crazy, because obviously, new things. We're actually recording on my PC, so those little graphical glitches, it's because I'm using, I think it's got IP webcam. It's a really cool little software where you can go ahead and use your phone's webcam as your PC's webcam. It's really cool. It's just you're doing it over Wi-Fi, so it's a little bit kludgy. And I may not be perfectly synced with what I'm saying, but just to prove that I am on my PC. Hello, I'm down here. But yeah, so that's what we're doing today. I'm just going to quickly put on the transition card because I haven't set up my intro for OBS yet, so you're just going to have to deal with that for a couple of seconds, and I'll come back to you in a moment. Okay, so this all started off with something. Then I was talking to a couple of friends. Now, I'm getting a new chair. This crummy old one's going to be going at some point soon. I'm not sure you can see it, but it's absolutely terrible. It's literally held together barely. Anyway, I'm getting a new chair, and obviously I'm getting a Herman Miller because, it's a good type of chair. I'm not getting an Embody, but this will become relevant in a moment. I was talking to a friend, and they recently got they're going to be getting a new PC, funnily enough, on the same day that I get my new chair. I talked to them about it, and obviously, it started to hit me just how bad the industry is at the moment with gaming and throwing in jargon in there, which actually means absolutely nothing. Point in case, the Herman Miller Embody. Now, you may all know this is a gorgeous, gorgeous chair. Look at it, it's absolutely gorgeous. You've got fully adjustable. It looks absolutely wonderful, and I'm sure many of you would love to have one. I know I would, it's just I can't afford the £1,000 plus price tag of one of them. Go ahead and open it up, and it's got those gorgeous little details about it. I mean, look at the finish, yada yada yada. It's really comfortable, it's good for your back. Usual guff, and it's a really good office chair. And as you may know, Herman Miller, well, they recently started the fact that they're going to be making a gaming chair. Now, pay very close attention to all this, style. Keep in mind, this does also come in an all-black version. You can see the style, you can go ahead and see that. You can see the nice little height adjust there in the corner. Now, somebody tell me what's the difference between this and this, other than colour. Just go ahead and go over to the actual Herman Miller page. I mean, tell me I'm not going crazy, but is it just me, or is this literally the exact same chair, just in a different colour? And this is one of the things that I've started to notice a lot, which I really don't like, because it's starting to happen again. It's a whole either jumping on the gaming bandwagon or throwing stuff into your marketing that means absolutely nothing, because the only difference between this Herman Miller Embody gaming chair and a Herman Miller Embody is quite literally the fact that it's black with blue, and it's got a couple of Logitech logos strapped to it for no reason other than obviously they need to make it gaming. Which is the reason why I'm sort of bugged by it, because not only is this a very expensive chair anyway, as far as I'm aware, let's just go ahead and check just to make sure I'm not going crazy. United States, you want to buy yourself a Herman Miller. It's a gorgeous chair, right? So we'll go ahead and shop now. We're still in the US. $1,495. Now, if I'm not mistaken, you can get the normal Embody for like $1,000 to $1,200. You're basically paying an extra $500 for a logo. It means nothing, because as we can all see, it is very much the exact same chair with the exact same design, the exact same features, except it's got the word gaming on it, which is where my problem is. And this all harkens back to whilst I was talking to them about their new PC, because I was talking to them and, you know, it's a very nice PC, it's Ryzen based, and it's got an RTX 2070. You know, it's a great piece of kit, don't get me wrong. Great PC, maybe a little bit overpriced on what they pay for it. But the thing that they got me is, oh, it supports VR. I was like, no, pretty much anything supports VR. It's just like, so I thought we'd take a bit of a gander into this gaming, what supports what, and it's just, I figured, hey, I've got a 1080 Ti, I managed to get the box with it when I went ahead and bought it second hand. I thought I'd go ahead and show off some of my problems with it. Like, you've got a load of stuff here which means absolutely nothing. Point in case, on the front, where is it? There. VR ready. It means nothing. All that it means is that this card will run VR. Technically, any card that is more powerful than a 1060 will run VR. This doesn't make it special. It just can run VR. A 1060 can run VR. This isn't special because it can support VR. It just will play VR. And if you look on the backing of it, the case isn't much, you know, the case for it isn't much better. Like, just look at all this crap. The gaming app. Let's be fair, those of you that actually do, you know, build your own PCs at home who play all this lot, have any of you actually used that? If you have had one of these cards? Do you? Of course, they go ahead and point out the RGB, which makes no difference to the performance of the card. I think the only thing that they do make a good point about is the whole putting the play hard, play silent, because obviously this is a very quiet card, and it's one of the reasons why I love it. Obviously they do put the specs there, but the specs are tiny. You've got almost no information on the card itself, but it massively hypes itself up because it's gaming rather than, hey, this is a good card, you should buy this over the other cards because it does all this, but also, you know, it looks pretty on the side, not, it looks pretty, you should buy it, rather than saying why you should buy it. And the same sort of issue comes over with this. This is actually what I was going to record a video on today, but yeah, that's not happening, so that video is probably being pushed back a week or 3 or more. I'm not decided yet. But anyway, the GeForce GT 1050, yeah, it's a decent card. It's not really too notable. It's just a card that, you know, you can use as a display adapter, maybe for a nice office PC, something like that. You know, and maybe do a little bit of work with it, not too much. But here's the thing. So it's, you know, it's designed for office work, really. Let's be fair, it's a GT 1030. And then you go ahead and look on the back and it starts talking about some of its designs, which premium design. Okay, fair enough. You want a nice, good looking design for, you know, your office. If you've got a tempered glass window for whatever reason, if you've got a PC where you see a graphics card, sure, you might want it to look pretty professional and match your theme. But it gets over to the solid caps, which is a very good point to make. But the factor of, oh look, gaming versus office, like, tell me, who of you are actually going to be using this for 40 years in an office? Like, honestly, and your PC actually still run with current stuff. And on top of that, the whole gaming versus office, like, oh yeah, gaming, it'll last for 12 years. For office work, it'll last for 40. Why do you need to make a point about it? All that you need to say is, hey, the caps are really, really good. They will last you anywhere between 10 and 40 years, depending on your use case. And you don't have to go ahead and keep ramming this whole gaming narrative that they keep and trying to push everywhere. Like MSI in particular, MSI are pretty bad for it, as you can probably see all over the box. VR ready. GameWorks. There. In fairness, that's not down to MSI, that's probably something that Nvidia told them to put on there, but you know, then you've got Gaming X or Aero. You know, very much they go ahead and pointing all their marketing towards gaming when it's not gaming. Like, it looks even worse when you go ahead and go over to something like Amazon and you want to go ahead and search gaming PC. Okay, so let's have a look. Most of these are usually pretty terrible, so first one, this one looks interesting. It's got a 3400G. Okay, fair enough, they haven't actually got him throwing a discrete graphics card like an idiot in this case, because obviously it's got a decent 3400G in there. But I can guarantee you somewhere it's going to start saying it's got something that doesn't. I will give them their dues, I actually haven't. I'll probably cut this bit because of that. There's one of these terrible pits. Oh, hold on a minute. Hold on a minute. Okay. So I'll actually talk about gaming and sort of misleading marketing. So obviously you can see here that these would either be priced the same, but this one is set, you know, £100 cheaper. Yet it's got a bigger monitor, both 1080p, both have got Windows 10, both of them have got their own identical 3-year warranty, well, stuff. Yeah, they're both from the same company. I'm trying to see what the difference is between these. 8GB, 8GB, 266. They don't say the speed. What's the speed on that? I'd expect it to be 2066. 4 GHz. Okay, we'll just assume 2066 because they're probably using the same stuff in everything, but why is one literally the exact same price as the other, despite the fact that it gives you a bigger screen, a better APU, literally everything you want, whereas this one just goes ahead and cuts down. Literally the only thing that it has going for it is it's got RGB, and again, that's the whole thing that I keep on getting to, is the fact that they're pushing sort of useless gaming features and putting them at a premium because, you know, they can. Honestly, the whole thing with gaming and the way stuff is marketed lately, it kind of grinds my gears. Like, it really does. Like, certain things here can be absolutely terrible. Let's see if we can find another one. So we'll go ahead and have a look at one of their high-end. So the same company again, their high-end stuff. So what have we got? We've got what looks like a semi-decent choice of a graphics card. So we've got last gen, which isn't ideal. 2080 Ti, that's okay. 40, a bit low on the storage there for what you're getting. RAM's acceptable. Windows 10, they don't say what Windows 10. Windows 10 Home, okay, that's... Again, it's not brilliant, it's not terrible. Let's see, has anybody got any pictures of this? I want to see how it came. And that looks, honestly, like a cheap piece. I have no idea which card they're using there, but that looks cheap as hell. And that's another thing that you go ahead and start to notice, especially when you start wanting to buy stuff, is that a lot of it is just kind of really misleading, or well, misleading at best, or at worst, just whole point of making stuff look better and just selling it on stuff that isn't as relevant. Like, sure, they've got the specs in the title there, but yeah, you might want to know what kind of card you're getting. Are you getting what is worth, you know, your money here? Like a 9700K, I mean, you're not even getting 16 threads here, you've only got 8. I know, I'm doing one of my rant things again. This is becoming a habit. I don't know why, but it is. But this is mainly what I want to go over. It's just the whole, if you are somebody that's, you know, looking at getting a PC or something and you're finding this stuff interesting, do yourself a favour, read up on it first. Check if, one, the same thing already exists, like the Embody here, quite literally the same thing, it already exists, you know, for cheaper. And if it does already exist, get the cheaper one, because it's literally the exact same thing. Like, the Embody is no different from its gaming counterpart, other than the fact that it's got a Logitech logo on the back of it, and on the front of it. Get 2 Logitech logos, and a fancy colour scheme, for an extra $500. You know, stuff like this with the whole, you know, pre-built PCs, like, it's not terrible, but it's really not great either. Like, what RAM is that? I've got no idea what RAM that is. I can't quite recognise it. So they're using questionable RAM that you don't really know straight off via a glance. Hold on. Are you using Tom? That can't be right. Okay, so they're using what looks like mid-range at best motherboards. So you're paying genuine high-end PC money for a not really high-end PC. Yeah. And these are the other things that do go ahead and catch a lot of people out that bug me. You buy a sweet graphics card and it's not as sweet as you want it to be. You buy a sweet PC and you find out that they've gone ahead and gimped you in certain ways. Like, hold on a minute. They don't even give you an NVMe SSD. That's just a SATA SSD. So they're gimping you out there. They're not even giving you an NVMe SSD on these. In short, to go ahead and summarize everything, if you're buying PCs or you're buying anything gaming related, please do your research. If you don't know something, ask. Seriously, there are plenty of places that you can go ahead and ask questions. Just go ahead and ask, hey, I don't really know about this, could you just quickly give me an explanation? Trust me, PC community in particular will help you out in an instant. Hell, you can go ahead and even come onto my Discord and I'll go ahead and help you out personally. But it's just the whole constantly trying to essentially rip people off sneakily that keeps bugging me. So that is probably where I'm going to have to go ahead and leave it with this video, because I don't want to be ranting for literally hours and hours and hours. But yeah, that's the short and crux of it. I'm kind of annoyed with the whole gaming culture at the moment, the fact that everything must be gaming even if it's not needed. This Herman Miller and Body gaming X, whilst yes, it's Herman Miller, and yes, it will be the most comfortable gaming chair on the planet, it is literally just a recoloured Herman Miller and Body, and I can't see past that. So, yeah, if you are buying stuff, do your research. Don't buy something just because it says gaming, because it doesn't mean it's the best, it just means it's got a fancy word attached to it. But anyway, that's where I'm going to go ahead and leave it. God, I've been ranting again for like 18 minutes. Anyways, I'll leave the video here. So, like the video if you like it, dislike it if you dislike it. Any thoughts or questions, leave them in the form of a comment down below. Don't forget to check out my Discord, Patreon, Twitch, and Facebook, all of which you can find in the description down below. Any questions, like, stuff today on stuff that you don't quite understand, just go ahead and join the Discord, ask me them personally. I'm happy to help. Hit that subscribe button and notification bell for more content as always. This has been, well, the 117 Con signing off. Stay safe out there, folks. I will catch you all in the next one. Until then, ta-ra.